Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are having a good time. We are rolling and we are recording. Yes, life is good. Is life good for everyone out there?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, there we go. That's why. There we go. Now I can hear. Is life good for everybody out there?
Oh,
Outstanding. Outstanding. We're having a good time. Good time. Good time. All right, today we're going to talk about, I want to pick up on the part two because it's a very deep conversation. There are no mistakes.
Yes, sir. Life.
There are no mistakes, and I want to go with the law of attraction and gratitude, and I want to show you how there are no mistakes. Okay, is everybody with me?
oh yeah.
This is a difficult conversation, but it's one that we need to have. Now, most of you who follow me, you get this on a high level, but it does not mean you receive it. You can regurgitate it back to me, but when things go wrong, you think you've made a mistake. How many of you feel like you don't have the amount of degrees you should? Okay, thank you. Okay, you used to until very recently, and now you do not. Yeah, let me know when I'm breaking up because I can see some break up-ish happening here. Good, I'm not breaking up. Okay, good. Now, but I want this to be, so we had 1.5 hands up because she said until recently. How many of you feel you're not at the relationship status you should be at?
Same answer.
Okay, same answer until recently. So we have 2 half hands, so we got 1 hand up. Okay, and she's recently divorced, so she's like, I ain't trying to be in a relationship. I don't want none of that. Okay, I do understand the recently divorced. You're happy to not to be in one. I get that. I get that. How many of you feel that you are not at the right body weight? Just a tad, okay. So we got two hands. You cool with yours?
I sure am.
All right.
I'll just need to mind that.
Tempest says she's gonna be thick and fine, and mind your business. Okay. She says she had hips in her diapers.
I did.
I understand. Okay, good.
Not hips in her diapers.
How many of you feel that you don't have the dollar amount that you should have? And we got 2 hands. I have some online hands.
Me.
Okay, 3 hands there. Remember, I prefaced this conversation. There are no mistakes. I prefaced this by saying, now, those of you who follow me, you got this conceptually. You know, you put it in there. You're pretty good. You got it conceptually. But when things go wrong, you lose your mind. How can you lose your mind and still believe there are no mistakes? You can't. You can't hold the two together. You can't panic and be at peace. If you're at peace because everything is at peace, you're not truly at peace. I know people who donate all the time because they're in massive overflow. But when financial times hit them, they're no longer a donor. Now, on the outside, you're like, well, that makes sense. But it doesn't make sense because if you're a real donor, you will donate regardless. Up season, down season, left season, right season. You have it all, you don't. You will donate. I said donate. I'm not talking necessarily religious establishment. I'm just saying when you're truly a donor, you will be in the middle class, living check to check, see a hurricane, and somebody say text 55238 to send a donation to such and such area, and you and your bleeding heart as a donor will send $20. You would text 20 to that and give it to Red Cross or whatever that may be. Everybody follow me so far? When you're a donor. When you are a donor, you feel that way. And when you're in overflow, that 220 becomes 200, 2,000. Everybody got me? Did you ever stop being a donor? Did it matter your circumstances? Now, am I telling you to donate yourselves under a bridge? No, I'm not saying that. That's insane. Why would I do that? That's not what I'm saying. You get it? I want you to text message this code to people. Get them here, okay? Everybody got me? Now, international people, everybody, all right? Now, everybody follow me so far? Now, we know for sure that we cannot hold the two together. So why is it, this is now going to open up for dialogue. Why do we not believe there are no mistakes?
I think it's because growing up, we're always ridiculed for the things that others consider mistakes. So we those mistakes as we adapt those as mistakes. So as we grow up, anytime that happens, oh, I made a mistake, and we never question.
Oh, you start talking. We never question.
We never question what we're taught is a mistake. Question what was we never question what we were ridiculed for as a mistake. Okay, we're ridiculed for doing that, but never question it. We just take it on as, okay, you're not supposed to do that.
That's right. Okay, Grace.
I can have an answer.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Michelle, and then we're coming to Grace next.
Oh. I think it's because in our mind the way that we think to go, and when they don't go that way, we call that a mistake.
Okay, so when things don't go to our, do you mind if I translate that, what you're actually saying? When things don't go to our level.
Yes,
when things don't go to our level of preference, it's a mistake. To our level of preference. To our level of preference. The universe knows the fastest, quickest, most harmonious way to get you where you need to be. But we are so smart. We decide it's not to my preference. Therefore, this is wrong. This is a mistake. Let me open it up real quick. Get ready, Grace. We're coming to you. Let me open. The question was, why do you think we don't believe there are no mistakes? That was the question. Now, let me open this up because Michelle brought the most beautiful point possible thus far. It was perfect trampoline. I could jump on it now and do a little flying in the air. To my level of preference, this isn't working out, so I now panic. I now think this is a mistake. I get upset. I get frustrated. Or whatever you have in your auto suggestion, that's what you're going to do. Is that fair? Maybe it's not panic. Somebody's like, well, I don't panic. I don't. Maybe it's not anger. I don't get mad. I get frustrated. Okay. Whatever word game you want to play, whatever's in your auto suggestion, that kicks in when things don't go to your level of preference. Now think about this for a second. May I hold on real quick. May I explain? I got it. There we go. Uh-oh. It's not letting me mute. BJ, mute your phone for me. It's not letting me mute you. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, concert. Okay, now I want you to think about this for a second. Hold on. What was the last thing I said? Oh, think about this for a second. Got it. Think about this for a second. Has anyone seen the sky stressing? No. I want you to think about it. I want to think about it rationally. Has the sky fallen out of place? Did the sky stop any sky things? Did clouds abandon the sky? Okay. Okay, whoever that is, mute your phone for me. Oh, that's you. That's you, BJ. Okay, I got you. I did it. Okay, let me do it this time. Who did 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 the clouds stop rotating? Did the Earth stop rotating today? Do you mean to tell me that the Earth kept rotating, the clouds kept spinning with the rotation? Did it rain somewhere on planet Earth? Was the sun somewhere on planet Earth? Was the sun somewhere and the moon somewhere on planet Earth? Is all this fair to say? Okay. So we can say the sun and the moon, it's all good. This is where we at. Fair? Okay. Did water respect its boundaries and stay in the ocean? Did water on the mountains continue to respect gravity and fall so we can have fresh water? Did snow caps on the mountain stay on the mountain so it can be cool, so when we get to the water that is fresh that we drink, it ain't all evaporating going back to the clouds so we never get it? If you didn't know it, I just explained part of this. Was the air still thin on top of Mount Olympus? Was it thick in Texas? These are accurate statements right now, okay? Did mosquitoes still mosquito? And did frogs still frog? Did grass find a way to grow? And trees find a way to bloom? Did bees cross-pollinate? Everybody got me? That's the universe doing, okay, I'm breaking up. Okay, because I'm about to stop breaking up. I'm here now. Okay. That's the universe doing a darn good job at being smarter than you. Think about this for a second. If you was in charge of all that, soon as you watch the Rockets game, you'd forget that, it's supposed to rain. Rain, come on down now.
Yeah.
We die of thirst because you had an attitude. You was like, I ain't giving nobody nothing. I don't feel like it. Is everybody following me? In fact, let me make all of you unmute yourselves briefly and tell me, are you catching me so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I can't.
Good. So we can say that the universe does a lot more things than you and never stresses about it. Now back to my original point. For us, when things don't go to our level of preference, we stress, get angry, or whatever we want to call it. It's up to you. Now think about the arrogance you must have. Think about the arrogance you must have to say, well, this ain't right because I know better than the creative force that let me be in this world.
Don't do it like that. Okay.
Am I making some sense? Are you processing what I'm saying? You have to be really, really. Let's run back through it for the people who just joined the call. Did the sky stop being the sky today? Was it blue when it was supposed to be? Gray when it was supposed to be? Did it rain somewhere? Did it sun somewhere? Did the sun stay where it was supposed to stay? Because you do know if the sun just move an inch, we'll all burn up. We would. If the sun moves a mile forward, we'd all burn up. We'd be. Everything in this universe is placed the exact way it's supposed to be. The exact way. If it rained too much, it would flood. If gravity's too much, that's possible. On a bigger planet, on Saturn, 145-pound person would weigh about 900 pounds. So if it gravity's too much, you would implode, not explode. That means you would blow up from the inside. You would You would shrink on yourself. It's very painful because approximately 13.5, I say glad I don't live on Saturn, approximately 13.5 square inches on your body. That's the pressure above sea level. It's so normal for you, you don't even feel the air. You don't even feel gravity when you sit. You relax. You're tired though, and the muscles start hurting. You start feeling real heavy. Everybody got me? Did grass have an identity crisis today? The trees stopped producing oxygen. The trees kept producing oxygen. The birds keep being birds. You heard them this morning. The bees keep cross-pollinating because without that, we ain't got no vegetation. The fish still fish. And the mosquitoes still be irritating. Okay? Everybody processing that. The universe did all that at the same time. Same time. Kept magma where it was supposed to be. In Hawaii right now, it's a volcano going crazy. Kept that. That's real life. I mean, that's happening right now. Kept earthquakes where they're supposed to be. Kept the Earth's core where it's supposed to be. Universe did all that at the same time. Didn't forget nothing. Didn't stress about nothing. Everybody got me. But you smarter than the creative force running this world. There are no mistakes. And every single time that you get in your little feelings or your little ego and say, well, you know what? This should have been this way. The universe goes, well, had you let me do it, I'd have got you there the fastest, quickest, most harmonious way. Let's do it your way and take longer. Okay, so I'm going to pause right here. Anybody got something to say? Let's go ahead and talk about it. Somebody jump on a grenade first.
Okay, I'll just jump on the first. I noticed I go. I have noticed I go giving back what I feel it should be. It does take me. I go to the grain of what it should be, of what the infinite intelligence has told me. It does take me longer, but because it's not, in my heart, it's not what I thought about or the plans that I had. Well, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it this way, and every time it takes to get to the destination, and it's harder to get to that destination as well. I know that it's too based on what I think it should be.
All right. Can y'all hear me? Okay. If we're getting ready to retire, and I not listened and said, no, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it this way. I could be doing another year of school and not actually around the university. In regards to that, yes, quickest, fastest, most harmonious way. And the quickest, fastest, most harmonious way is, and I had finally learned that, and I'm so proud.
That's good.
I have a question.
Okay, well, let me get this. Hold on, let me get the 0942 number. If your last digits equal with 0942.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's Ashley. Ashley, did you want to say something?
Oh no, sorry. I just got work. It keeps on muting. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. You get. Brian, go ahead.
Is us rejecting the only way we go the long way around?
Mm-mm.
Should be associated.
No, no. The question is us rejecting the way we go the long way around. So let me. There are no mistakes. They're just longer roads to get to where you're trying to go. Rejection is not the only way. The short answer is anything that don't make you feel good is a longer way.
But doesn't always come back to rejection at its core?
It comes back to fear at its core. Probably
Is that a form of
a form
that
of
what I
rejection.
offered to talk about, right though?
Yeah, a form of rejection. Fear will manifest itself in rejection. You're rejecting what you don't understand because you fear it. You fear the unknown. But everything comes back to fear. There's no doubt about it. Everything comes back to fear. It comes back to fear. Think Bro Rich tell you that. It's fear. The opposite of love is fear.
So it all to a feeling. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
I said so it all come back to a feeling because like some be harder for me. It's not I be rejecting it, but I be rejected in my mind, like gradually doing it, and then it like it's come back. When I feel good about it, it works. When I be like, man, this shit here, and just still be doing it, like with that feeling that if you, it's not what you do, it's how you do it, huh?
Yes, that's absolutely correct. And I mean, you're spot on. Both you and Tip is spot on because it comes back to rejection, which comes back to fear. And this here, you know, that's an appropriate response. You understand? I mean, these are appropriate responses.
Yeah, so that's my version of the tell.
Hey, you're not saying nothing wrong. In fact, it. What that's yeah. Now watch this here because Shannon actually posted a comment that fits both of what y'all saying. I shall read it. Comment says, "We want poverty instantaneously and don't want to work for prosperity. Silly humans. I found that when you lean into the work, it's a different kind of hard. A hard that helps. A heart that brings forth the effortless nature of all things prosperous."
That's it.
And is there anybody in the building today?
Okay.
That sounds poetic. That sounds poetic. Like she had wrote that in
So I got my offering after the service.
Yeah, buddy. That was mighty fine. That was mighty fine and excellent.
Yes, sir.
That was, silly humans. Yeah, she's right. And all of you are right. When you're pushing towards your prosperity, your dreams, your supreme destiny, your highest expression of yourself, it is hard. It's hard as hell, but it's a rewarding hard. When you are cutting corners and slacking in prosperity, in poverty, it's a lot of work to keep acting like you're not talented. Go ahead.
What do you when you say I thought it was just the highest yourself.
Okay, she's asking for what is the highest expression of yourself. With two things everybody's looking for. They're looking for validation. For me, you got validation. I want to be okay. And the second is the highest expression of one's true self. That means BJ's good with his hands. At the end of the day, I'm not sure exactly what he wants, but let's say this. No matter what he did, he always good with his hands. At the end of the day, he would want to be the highest expression of being good with his hands, creating masterpiece, have a bunch of wood knot shelves, or create garden gnomes, or build empire buildings, skyscrapers, or design them. Maybe he wants to be an artist. But the highest expression of that, y'all think you want to be better than other people. But the truth is, when you are in your gift and so happy with your performance, you don't care about other people. Truth is, when you are very happy being you, you don't care about what somebody else. You don't care a single thing about somebody have more than you because you got everything you want. If you live in every last one of your dreams, you're the happiest you've ever been, you got everything you want, you don't care what somebody else gets stuff. It is only when you are in she done gave me offer, y'all. You don't. Because the highest expression of yourself leaves no room for hate. It is when you grow in you to where you just can't grow no more. Like this, it is the very definition of complacency, not the way you've hijacked it. You've hijacked complacency as being lazy, satisfied. Complacency says, I am so happy, I don't need nothing else. When you're truly complacent with your significant other, you ain't got to cheat. I said something there, boy. Content. I didn't mean complacency. Excuse me. I thought I was saying contentment the whole time. Contentment. Contentment. Law of contentment. That's what I meant to say. So change all that complacency with contentment. Thank you. When you're truly content with who you're with, you ain't got to get nothing else. Has anybody ever ate a really good bowl of macaroni and cheese? I mean, a really good one. It was hard in the right spots, cheesy all over, just the right amount of hot. Did you want anything else? You ate it, but you was like, well, I don't want to waste the food. Let me go ahead and eat this piece of meat. But I was good right here with this macaroni and cheese. You ever ate a really good piece of cake? You were shocked at this cake. It was like a fluffy cloud in your mouth. It was moist, so moist that you tasted milk every time you bit into it. The icing was the perfect kind of icing, not the icing you don't like. That she said, not that whipped cream kind. The kind of icing that you went, wait a minute. I like whipped icing myself, but wait a minute, who made this icing? It tastes like cookies. That's when you're saying, you know what? Can I have another piece? And then you get to the point where you go, I'm good. I want nothing else. I'm happy today. Now, take that out of food, you foodies. And then imagine chasing your dreams, getting them, and helping a lot of people along the way. Imagine that. Imagine your legacy is you help so many different people get what you have. You have the right friends. Now, you don't need 1,000 friends. You have the right friends. You have the right friends. You have the right amount of money. You drive the right car. Your shower's the right size. Your tub is big enough to hold you in relaxation. You drink the right wine. I'm trying to help somebody. The life's so good you ain't even got to fold your clothes. That's a good life. That's a good life. That's a good life, ain't it? If you do got to fold your clothes, you don't even mind. You put on the music. Whitney Houston got you folding clothes. Don't act like you ain't rolled. Come on now, y'all. Okay, you understand. Highest expression of yourself is when you grow so up in you, you don't need nothing else. That makes sense? You're so up in you, you don't need nothing else. I'm a leader, natural born leader. I've been leading since I was a kid. The highest expression of me is to be known worldwide as a great leader, but to duplicate great leaders. Should that not happen, I'm not living the highest expression of myself. I feel more proud when you all take the wheel and shine greatly. Those are my happiest moments. Every time y'all on stage killing it, I sit back and I say, this is a good moment. Every speaking engagement y'all have, I'm right there. Whatever function you have, I'm right there, except for Shannon pool parties. I'm not trying to do that one. That's between her and her water bill at that house over there. Okay. But for the rest of these functions, highest expression. I should have, oh, you cover. Until I create, well, in which I am, but until I create, I see it. Until I create people better than me for my life, I won't be at my highest expression of myself. That's for me because I'm a leader and a real one. If I was a musician, I would want, if I'm not Lenny Kravitz with the guitar, Jimi Hendrix with it, Prince with it. Was Prince not the highest expression of an artist, of a musician, of a musician? Was Michael Jackson not the highest expression of an artist? Is Beyonce not the highest expression of an artist? Is Adele not the highest expression of a singer? At least for them. You make comparisons all you want to, but for them, they've reached their zenith, their pinnacle. Now, that being said, when you're at the highest person of yourself, you don't care about nobody else. Of course, I'm going to help you, child. I feel good. What you need? Oh, well, come on over here. And then you don't let leeches bother you when you're at the highest person of yourself. Oh, no, baby. No, I can help you. But some stuff you got to learn so I can help you. How many of you wasted the right time on the wrong people? Can I push that further? Yes, how many of you wish you can unsleep with some folk? You can just take your time back. Just rewind and unlay down with that. Yes, God. How many of you wish you could take 10 years back in that relationship that you wish you would just, that relationship. I'm trying not to walk too hard. You understand? How many of you wish you could unmake some of your dumb decisions? Well, watch this here. You can't. What you can do is live the highest expression of yourself. And you do that by recognizing there are no mistakes. Everybody follow me so far? Guess how you recognize there are no mistakes? It's only one way. Gratitude. The only way not to believe that you are behind in anything is to be grateful for everything. It's the only way. The only way to say, you know what, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm grateful for this injury. It has allowed for me to see whatever. I am grateful for my financial troubles. They're teaching me. They are teaching me the laws of money. Grace is a massive saver and investor. Would you ever have done it had you not been super broke?
No. And for my financial trouble. Yes, I am grateful for the 2 years that I wasted not listening to you. Because I now understand when I did listen about being financial and paying yourself off. Not after a while, but now. Okay.
Did that help everybody?
I have
Yes,
a
question, please.
question. So would that go along the lines of like what Grace just said that she was grateful for the 2 years? Echo, can you for the rejection because it shows you what it is to be open and receive?
Re-ask your question more concisely. I need to see where you're trying to go with this.
Okay, when you're saying be grateful for everything, and then Grace had mentioned that she was grateful for the 2 years that she rejected you because now she sees what she missed. Does that go in all cases? Can I be grateful for the rejection because I can see the opposite? Is it like the law of opposites then?
Okay, yes, it's the law of opposites.
How do I be great? How do I be
Well,
grateful for rejection?
just be grateful. Okay, there's one thing you're missing with the grace illustration that you gave there. Before I tell you what you're missing, in order to be grateful, everybody, you just be grateful. You stop thinking you're the victim, or you stop thinking you're better than what is going on. Everybody hear what I just said? Because I'm looking at some names on the screens, and y'all need to hear this. You stop thinking you're better than people, or better than the things, or I'm too good for this, and you stop being a victim, and you just be grateful. When you're 100% grateful, there's no room for anything else.
I figured that out when you were saying that.
Okay, well, I'm about to even say something else, which is more powerful. The thing that Grace pointed out is that she was grateful for her rejecting of poor financial habits. What was understood there, she don't do that no more. That was almost universally missed. Because the moment she became grateful after she tried what I said, the poor habits went away. She no longer practiced poor habits. That don't mean that you understood financial freedom, but you severed your relationship with poor habits. What you became now was a clean slate that I can write on. The moment she became grateful, am I breaking up? Can everybody hear me? The moment she became grateful is the moment she severed ties with the poor habits. So you can't say, I'm bringing this to everybody, so I'm not just addressing Michelle. You can't say I'm a rejecter. You can't say I have low self-esteem and I'm grateful for it and still battle with it. I'm not telling you it won't be some moments you won't have it. I'm talking about the consistent, always. I'm angry, but I'm happy. No, you're not. You're angry. You're happy now because you forgot to be angry. The moment enough time goes by, you will remember, ooh, I'm addicted to anger. Let me be angry. You're not a nice person until you actually become one. And you can't become anything until you decide. And you can't just make a decision without being grateful. The decisions you make without being grateful are always poverty decisions. You would never make a good decision from a bad mindset. You can make good decisions from bad places because your mind don't match the place. But you will never make good decisions from a bad mind. Just won't happen. It just won't happen. Gratitude is everything. It won't stop. That won't stop being the case. You can argue. And if you argue with me about gratitude, guess what I will do? I would let you argue with me about gratitude. And I'm going to take my happy self and listen to you for as long as I allow myself to do so. And I want to walk me in my positive vortex of law of attraction away from you and continue to reap a lot of great benefits while you are right and poor at the same time. I had to tap into my Abraham Hicks over here. I'm trying to make this make sense to you. Argue with me all you want. Argue with people like me all you want. I'm going to take me, Abraham Hicks called my vortex, the thing just spinning everything to me in my life, because we all have one. Mine gives me overflowing money. My vortex lets me take care of multiple households at the 100% level. So I'm not going to be right and can't take care of myself. I remember when my lights was off. I remember paying bills and being afraid to pay them. Because once I let the money go, it was another bill coming right behind me to disrespect my patience and my courage. I remember going 6 months without water. I do. I remember filling up water bottles to flush toilets. I remember putting butter on toast and putting sugar on it and calling that a full meal. I remember not being able to run the microwave and the toaster at the same time without breaking the circuit breaker. I remember waking up to roaches waking me up. Crawling on my forehead. Get up, player. It's our time now. We not even lights on, but we still all around. Too many of us to be under the floors. We need some space. If you ain't grew up like me, that's cool. But as for the roaches I had relationships with, they didn't care nothing about the lights off. They were for real. And they loved the kitchen. And they loved with the kitchen with the bread and sugar with. I'm just trying to tell you. I remember all that. And I ain't going back. But I'm grateful for all of it. That's why I'll never go back. Some of you are so afraid to go back to where you used to be, you're driven. But guess what? What got you here won't get you there. That fear will drive you so far to a level of prosperity. It's not until you become grateful for where you used to be that you never go back to where you start pulling people out of where you used to be. Don't let fear be your motivation. Gratitude should be your motivation. How many of y'all, you don't have to answer this, but you know I'm busy and I still make time for you because I'm grateful to be alive. Okay, go ahead. Oh, okay. She said she has questions. Honestly, see, I got off that cancer bed and I thought I had cancer for what was that, 16 months. I had a tumor start off the size of a fingernail, grow to a grapefruit, fit the whole inside. I have a scar on my left side right now, maybe 6 inches big. They had to cut me 6 inches just to pull out a tumor. It might be 8 inches. That's a really big tumor. And I remember saying, you know what? If I make it out of here, I'm gonna live every day like it's my last. I'm not gonna meander through life no more. I'm not for the roll through Shannon's maze of mediocrity. Get that trademark, Shannon. I'm just not gonna do that no more. I want to live and I want to appreciate living. I want to live, I want to appreciate living, and that time's gonna work. Now I get up, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful I'll stop my whole money-making agenda just to talk to you. Because I believe if I pour into you, money's going to find me. I don't even chase money. I expect money to knock down doors and come get in my pocket. I expect money to magically appear in my bank account. I can't even explain why. I expect that. I expect to swipe my card, don't even check the balance. In fact, I don't even like checking my balance, so I just don't do it. I just expect when I do see it, it needs to be 6, 7, 8, 9 figures extra than what it was. I'm just walking around expecting great things for me. And I can get everything I want in gratitude without ever taking from you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you a new concept of gratitude that many of you need to receive. Are y'all ready? You ain't ready for this one. Y'all ready? Stop thinking. No, excuse me. Let me press it with gratitude. Be grateful for your abundance. Okay, got that? Because it don't take from no one else. New concept. Some of you right now are afraid to become successful because you think you'll be taken from the people around you. Am I speaking to somebody in this place? Some of you right now are afraid to go get that degree, go get that income, because you think if you get it, you drew from their resources. No, the creative source that runs this world put everything out here for everybody. And it ain't my fault that your vortex is poison. It ain't my fault you don't till your garden. As for me and my fingernails, they dirty from planting seeds. And I'm not going to apologize for what I bruise my lower back muscles down to plant. If I plant it, damn it, it's mine. I wish I had somebody. I'm trying to tell you. If I plant it, I am not about to feel bad for reaping what I scheduled. It takes no faith to reap a harvest. It only takes gratitude to plant it. How many of you have tried to work sad? Did that work out for you? Did you do a good job? No good job, huh? No? Didn't do no good job at all. No, it didn't work out for you at all. So you understand what I'm saying? You gotta. How many of you have done your job grateful and you just exceeded everybody's expectations, even yours? Yeah, that's how I plant. That's how the magic is teaching you to plant. It's not for us to be ungrateful. Here's what's gonna happen. If you stay who you are, all right, let me go for the jugular. None of you are average. About 90% of you are performing that way. None of you are average. About 90% of you are performing averagely. None of you are average. About 90% of you are performing averagely. There's a lot of people in that 90%. And all those people are competing with you because there's lack in that 90%. They say things like, this mine. Over here, we say, hey, would you like some help? They say things like, can I get a pay raise? Over here, we say, I'm trying to go after $100,000 a day. Over here, they say, I got to call in sick. Over there, they say, I got to call in sick. Over here, we barely get sick. Over there, they dying at 40. Over here, they almost living in 99. Young. Warren Buffett still ain't dead. Warren Buffett, 500 years old. Morgan Freeman been an old man since I've been born.
Okay. Okay.
The same age forever.
Morgan Freeman been the same old man since I've been born. And he be running in his movies doing action flips and stuff. I'm just saying. Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, he got a six-pack like he 18. Idris Elba look like he do push-ups during commercial breaks. Angela Bassett ain't aged since the 90s.
You know what?
I'm just saying. Am I making some sense to you?
Yes.
Two different worlds. Most of you are performing averagely, and you're way above average. None of us are born average.
My God.
If you keep the course, most of you would die average. Average people die leaving their children to build. Below average people have to have a GoFundMe to bury them. Average people are forgotten by the second generation. They grandkids remember them, but they grandkids, kids. How many of you remember your great-great-grandmother? You remember two greats? Your grandmother was all right.
Okay.
Your great-great-grandmother was alive. Your son don't know nothing about it though. Ain't nothing to talk about. No offense, but ain't nothing to talk about. How many of the Kennedy's kids you think know the Kennedy? All of them. They got like statues in the living room. Yeah, that's great-great-great-grandpa Kennedy. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. No, I'm not telling you. Well, I'll leave that one alone. I'm simply telling you, most of you are underperforming because you choose to. You say silly things like, I just don't know what's going on. Long road. That's what you're doing. You say things like, I just don't feel myself. You say things like one day. If you keep, can you hear me? If you keep your dreams in the one days, you're going to be left with a lot of empty tomorrows. How many of you would be better? How many of you, let me mute. I want everybody to sound off one at a time. Tell me at what age approximately you heard save 10% of your income. At what age was that approximately?
49.
Okay, got 49. When you heard it, not received it, you heard it.
Like 10.
You heard what again? You was breaking up.
I apologize for that. I want everybody to tell me. Thank you. I want everybody. Okay. I want everybody to tell me when is the first time. When is the first time that you heard save 10% of your income? What age was that? I got 49. I think that's the only one I clearly got. I got 49 and 10. Okay, you got 33. Jim? 13? Okay. You?
30.
Okay, got 30 and 34.
The first time I got told that, I was like about 9 when I joined church.
Okay, 9 when you join church. That's good. Okay, Shannon said 18. Now, imagine had you listened. Where would you be financially had you listened? Average people don't listen. Shannon say filthy rich. I'm rich. No, I can't do it. That's the Dave Chappelle. Don't worry about it. But honestly, see, then you were average. Now you're crazy enough to Shannon finish it for me. Now you're crazy enough to invest in the leadership class and let some guy punch you in the chin the whole time. Average people don't do that. Y'all do know average people don't show up on no Wednesday night for no 2-hour lecture and Q&A and conversation. Average people can't do nothing for no 2 hours. No, somebody help me out in this place. 2 hours to do what? Hold on, what you mean? Would y'all just sit around and talk? Who gonna be there? Shannon at a Baptist revival right now, attending leadership class. She getting the Lord and awareness. I meant what I said. Right? All right. There are no mistakes. Now watch this here. Take a deep breath. Everybody take a breath. I'm about to say something. It's not gonna hurt, but the realness of it is gonna be like, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. None of you have messed up ever. Mm-hmm. Everybody with ego issues and low self-esteem has a major problem with that statement. Few other things. Strong religious background, bunch of bruise in your head. Okay. Who initially, I'm gonna give you 3 options so you have to admit which one you were, unless you want to. Who initially, as in your auto suggestion, heard it was like, nah, that ain't right. Okay, we got, you have to admit, or you're gonna have to admit, but I'm gonna give you 3 options so you have to say which one you were, or still rejected it, or you just don't understand what I'm talking about, need more information. Okay, now you can admit.
I said it makes sense.
Okay, we got one make sense.
I said I need more information.
The first one.
Okay, first and second, more information.
That made sense to me.
Made sense.
1 and 3.
1 and 3. Now I want you. Why do you think you need more information? Think about it for a second. Is it that you can't comprehend? Is it? I don't think so. Is it that, well, you tell me. I know the answer, of course. But you tell me. Why you think you need more information? This is where transparency comes in. Whoever needs more information, this is what this is where transparency comes in.
You said none of us are messed up.
Okay, mute up. Okay, Shan said she needs more information because she was distracted. I said, everybody take a deep breath. None of you have ever messed up. Ever. Okay, FOD. Sorry, unmute her phone. Ever.
Yeah.
You have something to say?
No.
Okay. Ever. I'm claiming you've never messed up. I'm claiming you've never been a disappointment. Shannon says she's received. Do you need more information because you just didn't understand what I said? Was I unclear? Did I communicate effectively? Yes. So you need more information because you got to put you got to connect the dots yourself. There's really at the heart of hell. Okay. I am the master of needing more information because as far as bank codes go, I'm a K. I can't move forward until I get more information. I get it? Until I see the whole picture, I can't move forward. Everybody get it? I've trained myself, move forward anyhow. Get the answers later. Do you know how hard that was? At the heart of my need more information was control and rejection. It's not that I don't want it. It's not that I'm being rude. You need to convince me so I can move forward. Give me some more. I would move, but I need more information so I can make sure I'm moving in the right direction. Am I telling you this is wrong? Nope. I am telling you, and I'm going to say this very clearly and candidly. If somebody tells you that you're perfect the way you are, you are not behind, this conversation has been you're perfect the way you are, you're not behind, you have not made any mistakes, and you still can't move forward in that conversation. Because you need to be convinced how great you are. And I do you a favor, and I say in most cases. I give you some wiggle room so you can disagree with me. Did everybody process that? Do you mind if I do it spiritually? Since you want more information, you want me to, can I bring up God? Is this,
ask me why we didn't say because he died.
she said he died. Okay. Can I bring up God for you? I'm gonna make it more comfortable. Okay. She said, please. Okay. Bring up God. At the heart of disappointment means that you must do something that I didn't see coming. But you serve a God that sees everything coming. So how could you possibly disappoint your deity of choice? You can't have both. You can't say, if it's Christian God, he knows all except for when it came to what you did. You shocked him so much he's disappointed at you. The only time he's not God is when you make mistakes. Is everybody processing that? Forget receiving for a second. Are you chewing on the practicality I'm actually saying? That's right. I'm on your left brain. It is very practical to say you can't disappoint someone who knows exactly what you were going to do. Are you still here? Then you ain't been no disappointment. According to your beliefs, if you was that wrong, you'd be out of here. Are you still here? You ain't been no disappointment. I'm freeing somebody today. Is your God all-knowing? Yes. Yes. Okay. Did he stop being all-knowing until it came to you? Is it even possible? Okay, Shannon says no. Therefore, if he knew what you was going to do, how could you possibly ever be a disappointment like they say? And can I push it further? That's the psychology. That's your mental location. Can I talk about your geographical location? How could you ever be behind in your life when he's still the God of it? Same concept. What you say? Okay. It's the same concept. That's it. It's the same concept. I took you to disappointment. That's a mental location. I'm trying to give you your psychological location in the Lord or whatever your deity of choice is. Is that fair? Now what I did was give you your geographical location in the timeline of your life. Because if he knows all things and your psychological location is right where it should be, then how can your geographical location be behind? So you're telling me that God is so powerful, he controls everything. But when you made the mistakes, you threw his plan off for your life. You ain't got to receive this. Are you processing that you can't be behind your friends in degrees? He got you right where he wants you to be. Am I being too liberal? I'm actually trying to be as conservative as possible. In order for you to say, man, I messed up. Now I put myself behind. It's for you to say, I'm so much of God that my decision overrode his will. My mistakes overrode his grace. Woof. It's a different kind of phone call. Am I still in the left brain category? Okay. Okay. These deep questions. I murdered someone. I raped someone. Okay. Now she didn't do this. Okay. Whew. I know the answer to this question. I was we used to talk about this earlier. Let's not put this in a, is God still happy about this? I said you never messed up ever because he's in control. I'm going to bring out the spiritual in a second, but I just want to hit everybody where they understand. Everybody process that. I didn't make it about a happy or sad. I just made it about control, and you can't out-control him. Therefore, the same answer applies to the question. You can't out-murder his power. Neither can you out-rape his power. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I know these are emotionally charged subjects. But if it wasn't for murder, we wouldn't have a police department. If it wasn't for rape, we wouldn't have the One Red Shoe Foundation at all. The One Red Shoe Foundation, CEO by Michelle Mueller, passes out condiments, condoms, napkins, clean socks, fresh underwear, food to battered women who either just got raped, about to get raped, and that couldn't exist. The plan for her foundation couldn't exist without the bad stuff that happened to it. No. The question is, God was not disappointed with the rapists. And I'm telling you, God was not disappointed with the rapists, though? No, he couldn't be. Now, this is where I'm going to have to walk real kindly here. The concept is the same concept. What you're doing is ranking what church folk will call sins. You're putting one high. I'm not telling you. What did you say? Listen, saying about disappointment. She said, "So God isn't disappointed or pleased then." Tough question. The ranking or the ranking of what was wrong. What's the difference between, according to your Bible, what's the difference between rape and lying? None. I'm not telling you that we don't have different punishments. But let me preface this. let me preface this. As a homeless youth, because I don't want nobody watching this later be like, screw that guy. As a homeless youth, I've been raped. I need you to understand I'm answering this question as a rape victim. So before you email me mass emails, okay, check my background, okay? Okay, check my background. I'm not telling you rape isn't a terrible thing. Okay? In fact, let me make it even more worse. I'll make it even more as a 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid, I'm making it even more worse. I wasn't raped by women, I was raped by 2 men. So this is even more worse now. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm not saying this is good. But you have to open up and you have to receive that if you're going to believe in some sort of creative source, that creative source still has enough creative power to be in power. And without that opposite, there cannot be what you enjoy. I'm not telling you it was designed that way. But they ain't start raping people in 21st century. Is that fair? You don't receive me at all. Just process the information. Do what you want to do with it. But it doesn't stop the fact that when I told you that you couldn't disappoint him with none of your sins, you was like, yeah, you're right. But the moment you put it on somebody else and had a problem with that sin, it's wrong now. Can't have both. It can't apply to you and not apply for them. We do a good job stopping grace for people because we don't like what they did. We do a very good job cutting off grace for people because we don't like their sin. You know, we'll drink and drive and endanger more lives than a dude who sits in his room and smoke weed. But since we don't smoke, we hate weed and the legalization of it. But you out here kill about everybody drinking and driving. But since you comfortable with drinks, you cool with it. Since you're not comfortable with weed, you're not cool with it. Got it? Now, Shannon said something powerful. Shannon just said something powerful in the chat. Forgiveness provided her, yes. So she, been through a similar situation, she got it. Those who are not remorseful. Not sure about those. If I may, I have a direct answer for such a question when someone brings this up. Does anybody know what I'm going to say? I'm gonna put it back. Rev, let's go back to spiritual land. You there? Unmute your mic. Let me hear you. The double certified Brian A. Johnson. Okay. Oh, I'm sure you. Is that him? There you go. He's somewhere. Okay. Y'all ready? I'm gonna draw from the War Room. Remember, y'all seen the movie War Room? I'm gonna draw from there. Write all that stuff down about your husband. Yeah, write it all down. She's ready to go in, wouldn't she? Baby, does God still love you? Husband was not remorseful. That remorse did not happen to the end of the movie. Husband was not remorseful. And the lady still said, but does God still love him? Same applies. Same applies. Shannon is too funny tonight. Does the same not apply? No. Again, am I being insensitive to rape victims? No. Murder victims? No. They're difficult questions, and the reason they're difficult is because they're emotionally charged. Did I take a stance on either? No. I just took it spiritually and said, does God still love? This is fair. This is, you preach it, but you don't want to, by you, I mean everybody. Right? But when it comes to something that rubs you the wrong way, you don't want to preach it no more. You want justice. I want everybody here, I want you to, no. Okay, she just said not emotional, just asking hard questions for clarity. When I say emotionally charged, I don't mean you're emotional. I mean the question is, the subject is emotionally charged. You cannot talk about rape without thousands of years of emotions on that. Child abuse, that is an emotionally charged subject. That would not be a cool conversation for the dinner table. Euthanasia, racism. You want an emotionally charged subject? I mean, a neutrally charged subject? Say paper. You can't even do that. Tree lovers are like, hey, no. You're cutting down trees. Say Android. iPhones will be like, you better get that out of here. It's really, at this point, you know, at this point, it's really hard to find Claire. I mean, not Claire. That's what it's hard to find. You know, so when I say emotionally charged, I just mean the subject. Yeah, not you, the subject, and that's why but that's also why it's hard for us to find clarity in some of these subjects because we're taking on the emotion of our ancestors. Well, you can say slavery to white people, American slavery, I speak of, even they feel guilt for it. Because they're, you know, I wouldn't even see how anybody it's impossible. It's impossible for anybody of European descent not to have someone who immigrated to America. If you're in America, if you live in America. And that immigration, you would have either owned slaves or been passive to slave ownership. So in fairness, you bring up slavery. It's emotionally charged on both sides. You get it? I'm just proving that it's really hard to deal with non-emotionally charged subjects. But we have to accept the fact. Okay, here what I was going to say. That was going to be my conclusion. Here what I was going to say. How many of you have messed up and said, I want justice? Somebody need to do justice to me. No, I need justice. I messed up. I hurt his feelings. I need justice to me. I wrecked that car. I need justice to me. You did that. Okay. How often do you do that? I mean, full justice to the full letter of the law, not the low self-esteem justice. I mean, put me into. Y'all do know that all of you have committed felonies. You just ain't been caught. Okay. Timmy said 100%. Like, oh, it's about your business. Okay. Full justice. You're saying, think about it. We say they need to go to jail for as full as it. Because for other people, we want justice. When it's something we care about, we want them to go to the full justice system. No probation, the full, whatever the law says, we want the whole thing. The coworker, they need to be fired. You know what it is. They need to be fired, then tried, and publicly embarrassed, tarred and feathered. If it's something that we are emotionally charged about. This is serious. You take our favorite basketball team. Be like, Lord, break their legs for just this series. You can heal them right after it. But if you could just knock this star player out, we'd be good. He cool. I don't want to hurt him too bad. Just enough for this series. Is it fair?
Yes, it is.
All right. But for us, we don't never want justice. We constantly want grace. Now think about that for a second. What if you became the murderer? You would still want grace. What if you became the rapist? You still want grace. You'd want somebody to understand why you did it. Now watch this here. What if you became the unremorseful rapist? No, you wouldn't care about what you did, but you would absolutely care about spending the rest of your life in prison. You would absolutely care. Because what would happen is you would protect yourself. You wouldn't want to go to the max. You know what they do to rapists in prison? You wouldn't try to go to that cell. And if you try to protect yourself from any harm, you're trying to get grace. No, still not restricted, no disappointment. Ooh, this girl is preaching. God is restorative rather than restrictive. No disappointment in restoration. No disappointment in reconciliation. Disappointment in self-sabotaging strategy. We place in God, it really comes from us. God wouldn't have prisons. Whew. Hey, she just gonna preach from the chat. Would God have prisons? This is another. I've never thought about that question my whole life. Has anybody else thought about that question? It wasn't even a question for her. She just knew it for sure. God wouldn't have prison. It wasn't even a question. That's not a question. That is a statement she's making. She's saying, I've run this through my subconscious. God would not have prisons. This is what it is. That's a pretty bold statement, and it's actually a pretty accurate statement. Well, now let me devil's advocate this, okay? She said, in my opinion, let me devil's advocate this because somebody went, well, you're not going to escape the Lord's fire. Got you. I'm not even addressing it. I ain't trying to make this religious call. We just, we're not even address it. You must deal with that on your own. But now you're saying, if you was in hell, wouldn't you want grace? According to your text, you're going to cry out for it. I'm only trying to prove to you that, I'm not even trying to prove to you, I'm only trying to present to you that when it's you want grace. When it's something you're emotionally charged about that's not you want justice. And at the heart of that is the major problem. At the heart of that is the major problem of the whole world. It is a major problem of the whole world. For us, grace. When we mess up, but you know how I am. They mess up, you mother. Show me an error, please. We want people to deal with our attitudes, but don't want to deal with other attitudes. It's not okay. Great conversation. Back to the original thing we said that brought up that. I think I'm breaking up. Let me know if I'm breaking up because it's got a little. Okay. Back to the original conversation that made us go that. And thank you, Shannon. Keep them comments coming, Shannon. Back to that. You ain't never disappoint God. Ooh! Wait a minute. Let me mute. Wait a minute. Yes. Why do you think mistakes? Okay. Why do you think we make mistakes? Go ahead.
I said you disappoint your interpretation of God or what you allowed someone to make God be you. If you who and what God was for you. there's no way your creator can just imagination said, I'm disappointing who I'm created in the image of.
And my statement was, back to our original statement, you've never disappointed God. And if she went, you're disappointed your interpretation of God. None of you, the whole point of this is a very difficult conversation we're having. Nobody's leaving out of this conversation without a scar on you. I don't care how much you're receiving, you get nicked. I'm getting nicked teaching. And Shannon was asking some great questions. And I'm grateful she was asking questions because she know I can handle them. She would ask them if she didn't. Everybody's getting nicked in this conversation. The people who are going to watch this conversation, the email get nicked with this one. You're not coming out this conversation the same way you came in this conversation. Matter of fact, let me just stop right here and let all of you who had to pause a few times, I do respect the fact that you had, not y'all, I ain't talking to y'all that's live right now. I'm talking to the people that's going to be watching this on email. I get that you had to pause a few times. I wish I could have paused in real life. You know, when Shannon was asking questions, I wish I could have paused and be like, hold on, let me go get a book or two real quick and research this. But honestly, none of y'all have messed up. You haven't. I want all of you to hear me. You have not messed up. And if you can't accept it, it's because you have control issues, fear issues, which just comes back to fear. Control issues come back to fear. And you need me to convince you how you haven't messed up before you can move forward. And if you need to be convinced that ain't nothing wrong with you, something's wrong with you. The good news is it's easy to fix. Start pouring into you the opposite of what's wrong with you. It's easy to fix. The whole conversation has been predicated and impregnated with you have not made a mistake. And if you can't capture that, you need to upgrade your thinking. You haven't did the Apple update. Ladies and gentlemen, there are no mistakes. They're just roads that you travel that are far longer and some far more hostile. Sure.
That statement about the roads longer, further. I've learned that my mistakes and my long road I needed to get right here.
That's right.
I had to go the long way. I had to be alone. I had to get all that out on that road, because once I got back where I was supposed to be, when I got around, I was equipped for it. I was ready for the journey ahead, but I had to go pick up some stuff around the corner.
You're right.
I had to find some strength around the corner. I had to learn how to depend on tempest around the corner. So I'm grateful for the winding road, because I learned to accept and to allow going the long way. I can do that I had to go through some stuff to understand allowing people to and allowing myself to heal, and it's not taken away from you. I had to have an identity crisis, because I wouldn't be able to help other people who keep coming to me with identity crisis. So I had to. And every day I wake up, I say, I'm thankful for the long road, because I found tempest on that long road. And the more I go on the long road, I stuff up, and I'm equipped for the journey. That's just my experience.
Maybe, yes. Because be grateful. I said it earlier I said it on the other class. If you are not going to enjoy the process, you can't shorten the trip. If you're not going to be grateful for the process, you can't shorten the journey. Being grateful for the long road puts you back on the shorter one. Shannon asked a really good question. If we don't make mistakes, I'm going to break it down in each part. If we don't make mistakes, what do we do? Not mistakes. We do things. We do actions. We do deeds. We experience. If it's not mistakes, what is it? It is experience. Next part of our question. If I beat my child for no reason, what is that called? An experience that did not serve you or your child. An experience that delayed your child's growth. An experience that delayed or reversed your good harvest. As the beater. All of life is an experience. Knowledge plus experience equals being. Without knowledge, you can't experience. Without experience, you can't be. You'll never be what you have not experienced and what you don't know. There are no mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Shannon's commentary, she always make me want to make sure she's never in class and we keep getting the commentary. But we had to have a revival every week so she could be at. Ladies and gentlemen, there are no mistakes. This is a new concept. There's no way this is not a new concept for many of you. There are no mistakes. In order for you, feel free. Oh, okay. She says she's asking questions she feels energy from. Feel free to disagree with me. I won't mind. I'm not here to try to be right. By all means, do that. But when you disagree, I need you to understand that you will have to hold two different competing ideas. And one of those you should let win, whichever one you want. It's up to you. If you think you made a mistake, if you're religious, I need you to say that your Lord is not as strong as you claim he is. If you're not religious and you think you made a mistake, then now you need to admit that life is not random. Life has some purpose that you're supposed to be ending to, and you may not be non-religious like you think. If you don't believe in any deity whatsoever, life has no telos, the Greek word for end. Life has no purpose. We're random beings being here. So if you say you made a mistake, you're also contrasting that to what is a not mistake. But if there is some great not mistake, you're not as non-religious as you think you are. I'm not saying you believe in a God, but you believe in some great form of perfection you're trying to get to. Therefore, life is not random the way you claim. Choose ye this day. I don't care which one you choose. That ain't my fight. That's somebody else's fight. That is not my fight. I stick in my fight. My fight is intellectual conversation, which I stretch people's awareness, make them disagree, agree with me so they can have further conversations at home and come back and say, you know what, man, I really like you, man. You're a pretty cool dude. That's it. That's my ministry. That's it. I do this with Muslims, Sikhs, Buddhists, all day long. I don't try to change nobody from what they are. I, in the law of allowing, love that you are a master creator. over there. Yes, you say someone in class is wondering, no doubt. So it's not this conversation too rough. Let's open up for some thoughts. Let me hear from some of you wallflowers. Who has something to say? Who has something to say? Who's that peeping at my window? Ah, nobody. Okay, Eva D, you unmuted. Can you hear you? I mean, can you say something?
Yes, hello.
Okay, there you go. Go ahead.
So no mistake, and then what? Like I
Tell me what she said. Go ahead, Eva. Keep going.
no, that's it. Then what? Like, how do you move forward?
Okay, if there's no mistakes, there's only forward. If you accept that there's no mistakes, there is only forward. So unless you die or quit, you're already moving forward. If there are no mistakes, there is only forward. But isn't that the truth? Isn't that the illusion of time that we live under? The illusion of time, that's too deep for y'all, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to say it the way I want to say it. The illusion of time is really an illusion. But I have no time to dig into that, okay? I have no illusion to dig into the illusion of time being an illusion. But time isn't the illusion. Yeah, no. Time is fake. It really is. There's no such thing as time. Yeah, and I really want to dig into it. I really do. Oh, I want to do it so bad. The nerd in me really wants to do it, but I won't do it. I won't do it.
Please.
Okay.
Please.
I might come back to it.
Pretty please.
Okay. Well, let me first explain how.
My...
Let me first explain how there can only be forward. If you accept that no mistakes, there can only be forward. The second law of thermodynamics. The second law of thermodynamics is where you get your illusion of time. Everything starts with order and unravels to disorder. Everything. An apple is ripe and slowly unravels. Actually, excuse me. An apple is a seed and slowly unravels to ripeness and then slowly unravels to worm food, which then becomes fertilizer for the ground, seed for the ground, food for the worm, and the cycle repeats. Lion King calls, Simple said, Lion King calls it the circle of life. But did everybody get, let's, you know what, take it out of Apple. Let's go to rain, okay? Rain starts in the ocean, gets hot, goes up, starts in the ground, gets hot, gets dried up, goes up, starts in the vegetation. If it, I'm hitting not just ocean, I'm hitting deserts. I'm all over the place right now, purposely. Deserts start in the mist in the middle of the trees because the rainforest doesn't let the sun hit the ground. Did you know rainforest, sun never touches the ground? Too many trees. Sun never touches the ground. Since the sun never touches the ground, you get this hot and cold layer, and you get this mist. And then the sun just evaporates the mist. And it constantly rains every day in the rainforest because of that cycle. And it all goes up to the clouds, and it comes right back down. All water that you drink as humans on planet Earth comes from rain. Every bit. Every single bit. This Earth is 75% of what you can't drink. what you do drink and what they charge you $2 for was free from the rain. All proving that if it ain't no mistakes, all proving if there are no mistakes, there's only moving forward. Die right now, your light bill coming. I promise you, the cycle of your light bill will continue to move forward. I wish I had somebody. Die right now, the cycle of your decomposing body will continue to move forward. Now, why would you accept this? You accept that you start off as a seed, you got into a ripe human being, whatever age you got to your self-actualization or whatever that may be, you're healthy as you. And then you start unraveling to old you, to diaper wearing you, to grown diaper wearing you, to interrupt church services you, to sit on the porch and just look at young folk you, and then you died, you went into the ground and fertilized the earth. Does everybody understand that that's constantly moving forward, whether you have low self-esteem or not? So why is it all of a sudden that if I can prove to you rain and the apples and even your decomposing body right now is moving forward, that you think you made a mistake and now you're moving backwards, defying the laws of physics? To disagree with what I just said, it's fine, but you have to disagree with all those physics. All of them. Because whether you get in your feelings, your ego, or not, you're still going to decompose. If you get into a coma right now, your brain will take over and keep you moving forward. You will still have bowel movements. You will still pee. You will still sleep. You will still have brain activity. And you will still die moving forward with no dreams. Now, all of a sudden, because you so special, that your mistakes are so big, life stopped for you. Let everybody process that information. It's hard to disagree. I'm not saying you can't disagree. I give you science and I give you spiritual. Actually, I'm gonna give you spiritual. It'll be bad religion. I'm gonna give you science and I'm gonna give you bad religion. You're more than welcome to disagree because the law of allowing tells me that you're a master creator. Please go disagree. Would you like bad religion? I'm Baptist. You have the right to be wrong. Take either one. Don't matter to me. I'm just saying. Do you see how your life has always moved forward? How many of you got pregnant, didn't try to get pregnant, and you tried to stop it, but that pregnancy kept moving forward? That's not the way it worked. Or you got pregnant on purpose, and you wanted some comfort. The baby kept growing and kept giving you heartburn with all that hair. It kept kicking you in the ribs. Sitting on a full bladder. Life is going to always find a way, even if you don't. There are no mistakes. There's only moving forward. You can go to inaction all you want to. Your body will still decompose moving forward. Your dreams will stay still. Time is an illusion. She said pregnant on purpose. Yes, that's why I gave. That's not pregnant on purpose. Oh, okay. Okay. I tried to hit. I hit the pregnant on purpose, and I hit the oops. Okay, baby, come on. I'm gonna make sure you're successful now. Time is an illusion. There is no such thing as past. But then you was 5, and you still are. She's like, I don't get that, but okay. I know. You were 5, you still are. I'll keep explaining scientifically, and for some of you, you only go agree when, interdimensional, kind of, sort of. Time doesn't work as linear as you think. That's the real problem here. You've been taught left to right. Start date, stop date. Okay. First off, everything I'm about to say is hard science, okay? Hard science. Everything I'm about to say, hard science means we got data for this, okay? We got data for this, okay? All right. Data. There's no past. There's no future. There's only the present. Let me leave the hard science out. I'm going to lose you, and I'm running out of time. I'm going to leave the hard science out. Let me go back to your Bible, okay? Is this fair? And then I'm going to bring up illustrative science, okay? Or illustration that'll bring it home. Is your God still omnipresent? As in present everywhere. Why'd you make that geographical? Only. Why did you mean he's only in Galveston, or he's everywhere in the world, but also not everywhere in time? Y'all not really paying attention to what you be actually thinking, because Shannon said in her class, training your subconscious, because they're not your thoughts. You thinking what other people thoughts, and you never question them. How can it be omnipresent geographically only? According to your beliefs, he's also present still when you was 5. You know, in order to not receive this, you have to reject, or you have to say, I need more information, which is still saying, until you give me more information, I'm not moving forward with you, which is a form of rejection. And it's cool. I'm not mad at either. Omnipresent means everywhere. Is this correct? You have the burden of proof is on you. Where does omnipresent mean everywhere in the world? Only. Where in the definition does omnipresent mean Kuwait, Baghdad, France, jail? See, that's your metaphorical or allegorical preaching that's done that. That's not the facts that has done that. Omnipresent does not mean only geographical. String theory says we have 13 dimensions. Is it 13 or 12? I think it's 12. 12 dimensions. I love string theory. It's cool. String theory said we have 12 dimensions. If you're going to be a believer, you got to believe God is the God of all of them, because he's omnipresent. I'm actually making your God bigger than y'all have. You're supposed to be devout believers, but have a small God. Yeah, for about 45 minutes now, y'all have been limiting God. I'm not. I am the worst believer of us all. I am the worst Christian believer of them all. And I have more respect for your God than you. I am the worst church person. I'm the worst Christian. I'm the worst. Everything in religion, I am the worst. I am a Christian that reads other sacred texts. Come on now, y'all know what that means. I mean, I'm going to hell, according to some churches. I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm being serious. I can miss 15 years in church. Wouldn't even feel bad. I could be there 15 years in a row. Wouldn't even feel bad. But I got more respect for your God than you. That don't make no sense. It's not just geographical. He's omnidimensional. Present. Does present still mean present? Even in time. Why? Why do I know for sure? Remember I said I was going to do that, and I was going to go illustrative. You ready for the illustration? It's going to make sense? Okay. Here's the illustration going to make sense. You said I was 5. How do you know you was 5? Unmute your mic and tell me how you know you was 5.
So now 37.
Okay. So you know you was 5. They can hear me. Because you're now 37. What proof you have that you 5?
30.
What other proof do you have besides your age that you was 5? Okay, so you have, sorry, she said pictures while we was offline. You have pictures. Do you have the testimony of your parents that you were 5? You gotta, this is a lot of info. Okay, so let's do this again, okay? Information, as you said, that proves that you were 5.
The birth certificate, pictures, parents, grandparents,
Diapers,
right?
headaches,
Yes,
older sibling.
yes,
Okay, all right. Teeth.
yes.
You understand what I'm saying? You got memories. There's a lot of proof that you were 5. Is that fair? Because that proof exists without God. Wait a minute. You didn't even see what I just did to you. You had no idea. You didn't even see that. You didn't even see what I just did. You didn't. You was like, no. You didn't think about what I just said. All that proof I made you list out. Could that world exist without your God in it? No. Okay. Can any world, according to your belief, exist without your God creating it and being in it? That means he's still at 5. He's also at your 37. And when you're at 97, he'll be at your 97. And the proof of it is you think, therefore you are. Rene Descartes. The proof of God still, according to your belief, that 5 still exists in the present time because your God is present in it. Who asked me to do this? Was that Brian that asked me to do this? Did the preacher ask me to do this? Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'll mute your mic.
Yes, I did, and I'm loving this.
So that also means that if he's still in our 5 and he's in our 37, also he, even though we're currently in our 37, he's already in our 57.
Okay. That is correct. The future you already exists with your God. All that prosperity. Oh, I got somebody just unmuted your phone. Whoever unmuted, you're more than welcome to speak.
Okay, so I'm trying to make sure I get this right.
That's Jim?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Go ahead.
So, all right. So what you're saying is in our minds, in our present minds, the way they were formed, the way we were fashion. However, our God works in a more 3D set of time in which time is not a line by all places. So therefore, in our lifetimes, where God is, we, no matter age, God is where we're at
today was still yesterday, tomorrow was the other day. It doesn't matter because in God, time does not decide the time. Or He's at our 5, even if we're at 38.
I beat you up. Yes. Few errors you made. Few errors you made in there. I'll help you out. He ain't just in 3D. Because I told
Okay,
you.
that's what I want to make sure.
I told you string theory got 12 dimensions. He's in 12D. See, here we go again. Well, I'm the worst Christian on planet Earth, and I have more respect for your God than you. That's happening in this conversation. I am lifting your God.
Right.
Y'all are shrinking him. I am championing for a bigger God for you to serve. He ain't 3D, 12D. He's at 57, like Deanna said. He has to be, because you can think of 57. And because you can think of 57, by the time you actually experience 57, won't he be there? Because can you experience a world without your God? Now, I have a whole different way of explaining this, but I'm doing this in a religious way for you. I have the scientific explanation for this, but I'm not going to do it. But I'm trying to get you to see. I'm breaking what I know down to an understandable level for people who are religious. That's what I'm doing. The answer, I could do this without using the word God at all. Does anybody remember World War I? Not the details. Do you have any recollection of World War I? I'm telling you, your God is right now at World War I. Because it can't exist unless he was still there. Nah. See, y'all not. Back up a little bit. Y'all not catching. You're not allowing yourself to receive the might and worth of the God that you say you believe in. Nobody should feel like I am against your religion. I am doing the best I can to be a great champion for your religion. I'm actually talking better about your Lord, your God, than you are. So if you think I'm being bad to you, you drop that. Because I'm trying to help you have a healthier relationship with whatever you believe in. I'm just telling you that if you were God enough to remember 5 and you made in his image, all of a sudden now you bigger than your God? Did I not explain that right? Maybe I didn't explain it right. You so cold in your supreme beingness that you can remember 5, but he can't? All right. I must not be doing it right. Okay. If you think of 5, are you at 5? The answer is yes. Okay. If I tell you to manifest, okay, hold on with the question. If I tell you to go into the invisible world, create your reality, don't you have to go into that reality and pull that crap back? So why is it that you can't fathom that you also go back into your past? And I'm telling you, every time you think about 5, you journey backwards. You time travel. But your God can't. That's what you're saying. Let me ask you a question now, sir.
What exactly what you're saying? Put that aside with nothing doesn't exist until you think about it or until you create it?
Yes. Nothing exists until you see. This is the way I really want to explain it, but I'm not doing this. Nothing exists until you create it. If you was to ask me what I really think of, what I really want to say in this conversation, I'm actually saying it without saying it. If you go back and listen with different level of awareness, you'll see that I'm actually pushing you to a level of something that you're not trying to go to. It's cool. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's on you. but I'm pushing you to a place. I'm making you more powerful than what you think you are. And I am also making your God far bigger than which I give him credit. Can everyone think of when they were 5 years old? Can everyone do this? Yes? If you can think of 5 years old, and you're saying that's the past, then aren't you also saying, you gotta go, okay. Is that him? Give me the phone. Law, I'm teaching a law of attraction class that you love all the time, and I'm running a little bit over. So, no, don't hang up. Don't hang up. No, be a part of it. You're all right. You're going to see yourself in a few days. All right, here we go. Now, this deep, Law. It got real deep up in here. They done fool around and start talking about God. Okay. He's saying, all right. So I'll put them on speakerphone. Look, you don't speak now, they can hear you. Okay?
Good night, everybody. Great night.
Now watch this here. I've been telling y'all all day that I'm the worst Christian alive. But I got more respect for your God than you do. How? Because you tried to make him omnipresent in geographical location only. And I told you time isn't as real as you think it is. You only made him omnipresent in Kuwait and Baghdad and Iraq and France and all that stuff. You never made him omnipresent in time. But if you can remember being 5, the only way that can exist is because your God exists there too. According to your beliefs, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. That means you can't think something he don't own. Is that fair? Now, y'all shout about this in church. So why is all of a sudden when you think to being 5, he don't own that? Are you not thinking on planet Earth? And is not your thoughts the Lord's and the fullness thereof? So if you have a thought, according to your belief, he is still the governor of such a thought. So time is not as linear as you think it is. There is no past. There is no future. All of it is present. We just use words as past and future so we can communicate in our level of understanding. Hard data science proves that. It does. It does. Entanglement. Google it. Look it up. Entanglement. Superposition. These are 2 key phrases in quantum physics that will really just mess your head up. Superposition. That a molecule can be over 3,000 places at one time. But until you observe it, it can't collapse. Until you observe it, it collapses to the place that you made it. Entanglement. You can spread a molecule across the galaxy. And whatever you do to one, it would do it to the other. Now, either something can travel faster than the speed of light, or there's wormholes anywhere, or since everything was born in one place, it's still connected. So whatever you do into the molecule, you do unto me. Can I do you in the Bible? Whatever you do unto the least of my brothers, you do also unto me. Again, I am the worst Christian of all time, and I have more respect for your sacred text than what you're actually doing. Yes, please. Hold it so rock again.
Sure. So I heard you say, word, air quote, Christian, and you have more respect. Is it well, I'm not asking a question, I'm making a mistake. There's no praising the Lord about when it comes to scripture. So that scripture that you just quoted, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, means nothing, but we have to understand what it actually means. It just sounds good and feels good to shout about. We just do because we don't really know who God is, because we never studied God. to
All right. Law and Fairness, the title of this one is There Are No Mistakes, Part 2.
Okay.
And the preface of it is that there are no mistakes. That you have not made a mistake. You've just taken a longer road to get to where your supreme destiny, where you're trying to go.
Okay.
But there are no mistakes. Because okay, you follow? And what I also said to some of the people, I said, in order for it to be a mistake, then you had to disappoint. Now, how can you disappoint what we call or what you call the all-knowing God? Now, I don't know where your faith is, and I don't even care because it's become a faith conversation. But I don't care about whatever faith you have. I love it. Whatever your faith is, I love all y'all faiths. I can't wait to learn about them. I can't wait. I'm very good at the top 6 religions. I'll give them to you. I'm very good at, well, I'll try not to give them to you in order because I don't want to disrespect anybody. I'm very good. Actually, let me be honest. I have my degrees in Judaism. I have my degrees in Christianity. I have my degrees. Well, let's take it like that. I'm very good with Islam. Especially 5%ers. Now, if you don't know what that means, don't worry about it, but somebody knows what I'm talking about. Okay? Very good with Buddhism. Very good with Hinduism. Very good with Confucianism. And now very good with Sikhism. So that's 7. I love them all. And I love to meet people from all of them. This is why I'm like a terrible church person, because I spend more time studying other folk. Because for me, we're all connected. She said, I feel like I'm like the ideal. The point is, I have no issue with none of your faiths, none whatsoever. I'm just simply telling you that all these faiths say the same thing when it comes to ain't no mistakes. How can you disappoint a God that knows everything? Yeah, I can hear myself in that. How can you disappoint a God that knows everything? In order to for Law to disappoint me, Law got to go talk behind my back. And we cool. He texts me almost every morning. And I'd be like, oh, man, I thought we was better than that.
Can I chime in?
Sure, you can chime in.
I feel as though people feel that they can disappoint him because, like, for instance, with the Bible, sometimes people take the Bible as a literary text instead of using it as a guide to live your life.
I'm not gonna find no faults in what you just said. So somebody else may will, but you've been as kind as possible.
Sure, and everyone, it's up to you. I'm more of a spiritual being. I kind of pick and choose what I believe is going to best guide my life and that's going to build me up and also help me to help others. So that's why I can't conform to one religion. So I just look at it as I'm spiritual. God is within me, and that's how I act.
Well, there you go. Me and you have a lot of fun. so you actually like what I'm saying there,
Yeah. Without doubt.
The whole point of this is there are no mistakes, and whatever deity you've chosen, that time can't exist unless your deity was also in it. Because according to you, your deity controls and runs the world. How can you have a thought he's not in control of? How can you have a thought in a realm he don't exist in? That means you become God. If you have a thought that he cannot exist in, you're God. And if that makes you uncomfortable, then just be comfortable with the fact that time don't work the way you've been taught. Because science already says it don't. It just don't. Light bends in water. 600 years ago, the earth was flat. 2 days ago, Android was better than Apple. Crazy people. No, I'm just joking with that one. Okay. Android ain't never been better than Apple, but that's okay though. I know. Law got an Android phone, so that's why I'm picking on him right now.
You know, I was just gonna say. I do have a Mac. I do have an iPad.
Okay.
I'm okay with that, but I can't conform to all three.
You know what? That's how he won't conform to one religion. He's not gonna conform to all three. He's all right. Let's wrap it up. So Grace can do a phone call. Ladies and gentlemen, do not agree with me. I'm not here for that. I'm here for you to process the information so you can understand that there are no mistakes. And if you have a problem with that, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that because you wouldn't be making a mistake if I am right because there are no mistakes. See, I can't have a problem with you disagreeing with me because there are no mistakes. Your disagreement is not a mistake. The only thing you can do is perform an action that does not serve you, to experience a reality that's unworthy of you. Oh man, I'm saying a whole lot. The only thing you can actually do is create an experience that you did not want because you forgot who you actually were. That last thing I just said is what I really want to tell you about God, but I ain't tell you. I'm just telling you. There are no mistakes because you can't create them. They're antithetical to your nature. You've never created a mistake in your life. Everything you've ever created has been a deliberate creation by your subconscious. It has never been a mistake. It is antithetical to your being to make a mistake. Impossible, unnatural. What you did was a creation someone taught you was a mistake. And for that reason, you're being limited by the thoughts of someone either controlling you, more ignorant than you, or poorer than you. And none of them are serving you. Let me pray for you in your religion. God, we thank you right now. We appreciate you. We love you. We are grateful for what you have done and what you keep doing. Thank you for wonderful classes, wonderful people. My man Law jumping on the phone who watches this, for lack of a better term, religiously. God, thank you. We just appreciate you for recognizing that we can learn, question, debate, disagree without violence, without loss of respect, and just with you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, Law, appreciate you, my man. I'm going to go ahead. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Thank you. I can't wait to do more fun like that.